Hi, welcome back to the show. This is the Michael Ellis Show. I'm your host, Michael, and today we've got Priya on the show. So, how are you today, Priya?
Doing good. Thank you so much for having me. It's a honor and it's a pleasure to be here today. Hello to everyone who's listening. Thank you.
That's lovely. And recently, you just co-authored a book,
Yeah,
and the book it's called "It Is Done,"
it is
uh,
done. Yes.
and it's just hit number one
Yeah.
in new releases
Yeah.
for the genre that it's in,
Yeah.
which is fantastic, isn't it? Um,
Yeah.
do you want to tell us a little bit about the book, what you've contributed to the book, and so on and so forth?
Yeah, sure. So the book is about 15 ways or 15 entrepreneurs from across the world has come together to share their secrets of how they have manifested their dream life or whatever it is that you're trying to manifest in your life. And my piece of contribution has been a chapter of my own life during a phase of struggle, which you can call the awakening that we say that which changes the course of your life and you know that. This is the only place from where you have to go up. There is no more looking back. So and but it's always not a very easy journey, right? Making a change in your life, getting rid of your old ways, letting go of the past and then creating something which is new, which is completely unknown, as I would like to call, because I feel that most of us get absorbed in the fact that there is a comfort zone, and even if the comfort zone sometimes is not a happy place, but we still tend to live there because we know what the outcome is going to be. But when you choose to do something different with it, choose to get out of it, it's not always very easy because you don't know what's going to come for you. But taking that leap of faith is important, and that's what I shared through that book into that one chapter that I had authored. I shared a part of my life that how where it was the struggle that I was going through and the steps that I took in order to come out of that struggle period and create that new version of myself which I wanted to. And the book is all about that. And there are other than me, there are 14 other people who have contributed their life journey as well.
And that's awesome. So, for the people that don't know who you are, do you want to just give um, a brief rundown of who you are, how you got to where you are now?
Sure. So, by profession, I would say I am a business consultant, and I have been into IT for the last 10 years. So, and I was in India. I was born and brought up in India, and I have been living in the UK from the last 2 years now. And since childhood, I would say. There was always something in me which always made me follow my heart, irrespective of what people said, what the circumstances, situation said. I have always been a person who had always followed my heart. But I did not know at that point of time that, things like intuition and gut and all these things guide you towards your life or towards what you want to attend. It was only, like as I had written in my book, that a couple of years back in the year 2018 when I encountered that phase in my life where I said that the only way is now to go up from here, where I started being aware of the law of attraction. And though it was, sometimes we are aware of things in our life, but you don't truly understand something till the time you're ready to understand it, right? Sometimes people keep telling us, don't do it, it's not right, but you will not be able to not do it till the time you know that it's hampering or affecting you. So I think that was one of the most turning point in my life, and that was the moment which changed my life, and everything just started aligning for me. I The only thing I had was a vision that this is where I wanted to go, and I just took actions, and I never thought of the outcome, that if I do this, will it happen or not happen. I didn't think about that. The only thing I did was I just kept taking action, and I just started building on my self confidence, like just having that faith in yourself. I think that is the most important thing. When you trust yourself with everything, things actually starts changing. And then that's how I I got opportunities. It started coming in, and I reached here. And in 2009, in 2019, when I moved here, that is when I realized that I wanted to take this knowledge that I had got within me, which helped me change my life. I wanted to spread it to every single people, or even I felt that even if one life I could affect, one person's life I could change through how it had affected me and how it had changed me, that would be like the biggest blessing for me. So I started my YouTube channel. I started a podcast, and so 2020 I actually launched a podcast on the law of attraction, which is there on the iPhone and on Libsyn and Spotify and everywhere. And I ran my YouTube channel. I started doing online sessions on Facebook, where I started doing free live sessions where people would join on the closed group, and I would give them the tips. And it really was good because I started getting a lot of good responses. People started reaching out to me with their problems, with how it has helped them. It's always good when you hear someone come back and say that you gave me this tip, you told me to do this, and it has changed my life in the positive way. So that then became a very integral part. And then the offer of the book came, that to write a chapter, and I wrote and I co-authored that. And I have a plan of doing another book in the near future. So as I said, when you start trusting yourself, things just start aligning. So it made me realize that all those years, the only thing which was missing was the trust, the faith in myself, which was somewhere lost. It's always there within you. You just have to recognize it, and you just have to make it come to the surface.
That's awesome. So you mentioned that you're a business consultant.
Yeah.
How do you help businesses right now?
So right now, it's basically I'm working with IT companies. So we do all the, we all do all the requirement gathering for the business. It's very technical, not technical. It's from the business perspective. So the business comes with a problem that, or they want to migrate, or they want something, and then we do the requirements, that what it is exactly that they require, and then we take it to the development team, who translates it into the technical requirements, and then we align both the businesses and the technical solutions to come to a common place in terms of achieving the goals of the companies, or the particular business or the particular department. So that's where I come into play, where I take both the requirements from both the end, try to mitigate the common solution, and get a consensus of doing things together and in an aligned way.
That's awesome. Right. So for people that are wanting to manifest their dream life, what tips and strategies do you help them, or would you recommend for people to do?
The first thing I always keep telling people, I think the most, so let me just tell you that when people reach out to me and say that, oh, I have tried this manifestation technique, or I have been doing this, but it's not happening for me, or I'm not able to manifest. And my first thing that I keep telling them is, first, you need to heal yourself from your past, because until and unless you have let go of whatever had happened in the past, you cannot create a better tomorrow. Because it's like taking a glass full of water, and you're trying to pour fresh water on top of that glass. It's not going to work. You have to first empty the glass completely in order to pour fresh water into it. So it's the same with our human body, with our cells. The moment, if you want to create something new which is different from what you have been doing, first you have to let go of the existing feelings, as existing pain, existing belief system which is there. You have to remove them completely and then create the new. So the first step of manifesting or creating anything in your life is to heal yourself. Heal yourself from the past, learn to forgive. That is one of the most important things that you need to do in order to manifest, is learn to forgive whatever has happened in the past, to yourself and to the other people. So once you have done that, once you have become that empty vessel again, once you are ready and open to get that, or to bring those new ideas, the new belief, the new you and everything, the new thought process, only then you would be starting to change your existing life. Because Whatever you are today is a result of whatever has happened in the past. Whatever you're going to be tomorrow is going to be a result of whatever you do today. So until unless you change that existing today, you're not going to create a better tomorrow. So that, I would say, is the first basic thing that people need to do. And we all, I think, uh, so I have done that mistake in the past, when I just became aware of the law of attraction. And it's a very amazing concept, right? Oh, you can manifest everything. And then you just pick up a manifestation technique and you just start doing it. But what happens is you do it for 2 or 3 minutes, but then the old fear, old belief creeps into you. And so you don't realize, or you unknowingly, what you're doing is, for 2 or 3 minutes, even if you're trying to believe into creating something new, but for the rest of the 24 hours, you are giving out that same old vibration or the same old fear and belief that you have. So whatever, and law of attraction clearly states that, whatever you focus on, whatever you believe in from the core of your heart, that is what is going to manifest. So even if you're thinking about something good, but if your feelings are not aligned to that, and your feelings are still of that pain, of that fear, or of that anxiety, then you're going to keep attracting again and again in your life. Exactly what I used to wonder, that why did I keep attracting the same kind of people in my life, even though I did not want those kind of people? But it was only then I realized that because I was giving out that same vibration, my feelings were completely different from what I wanted. So, in order to align the feelings and the thoughts together, I had to get rid of what was the old self. So, this is something I tell every single person who reach out to me, and I would tell that to every single person who's just listening to this podcast.
That's awesome. Um, so that journey of first realization that you went through, and where everything started to change for you, um, how did that happen? How did that first come about? The change, the transition.
So, this is exactly what I had written in my book. But that there was a time in my life when I did not like anything around me. I was not happy with the people that were there, with the job that I was doing. There was kind of feeling like I'm just not happy, and I did not know where to look for that happiness. It was like everybody did nothing actually made uh, any sense, and I was trying to go after things which I knew was completely wrong for me. When we are not in our happy zone, we tend to hold on to things which doesn't serve us. So even if you're in a bad relationship, that it is a bad relationship, but still you want to hold on to that because you feel that this is all you have left, and probably that is all you deserve. So your self confidence, your faith in yourself, your self worth, everything starts diminishing. And I was at that phase of my life. And I remember it was one of the weekends. I just woke up, and I looked at myself in the mirror, and I couldn't recognize, because that is not who I was. As I've told you at the very beginning, that I had always been someone who had followed her heart. And even if, it had always worked out for me. And I can tell today, the moment I have listened to my mind, it has backfired. But every time I have followed my heart, it has always taken me to the places that I have wanted to go. Maybe not in the desired way, but in some way or the other, it has always worked in my favor. So that was, that the moment I looked at myself, that was the moment I realized that something needs to change, because this is not me, and I couldn't recognize myself. And then it started my journey. And it is true, when, as it is said, that when you decide on something, the entire universe conspires to make it happen. And that was the moment when I realized that I want to change my life. And people started showing up, everything to help me come out of that situation just started aligning. I don't know how it happened, from where it happened, but everything just started aligning. Everything that I required at that point of time, the right people to pull me out, to show me the direction, to guide me, like those people who never existed, they started showing up. And it all just started aligning. as I always say in all my videos and everything that I make, that give yourself 21 days time, 21 days of self dedication. And that is exactly what I did. And I remember clearly after 21 days when I met my friends, they started asking me this question, what is different? There's something different about you. And then people started noticing that difference. It was not only me that who was feeling it, but people who used to see me all the time, they started asking me this question, that are you doing something different, because there's something different about you. And that's when I realized that yes, it has worked, and it always works. It works every time, but you have to give that amount of self commitment to yourself which you give to everyone else. So that was the moment I realized, that I was putting my energies into a wrong direction. The only thing I had to do was redirect all those attention and all those commitments that I was giving everywhere else back to myself. So that is exactly what I did, and that's when my life started basically changing. And automatically the people, who were not there, or who were not meant to be there in my life, they started going away because they couldn't resonate with me anymore. So it all just, as I said, it all started aligning and working itself out.
So before that,
Yeah.
did you know about the law of attraction, or did you have an understanding of the law of attraction before that point, or was it after
I
when
was
you
aware.
started?
No, I was aware. I had read The Secret long back, actually. I had read The Secret. But as I said, sometimes you are aware of certain things, but you realize the true essence of that thing only when there is a
You are
time for
in it.
you to realize, right? And I had read the book The Secret. I was aware that the law of attraction works, but I wasn't aware how or where to start it from. As I said, that most of us, what we do is we become aware, okay, there is a visualization technique. Let me just go today and start visualizing. And we magically feel that tomorrow everything is going to change. And then we start panicking when it doesn't happen. There are a lot of videos online where you will find people say, manifest within 24 hours, manifest within 12 hours, manifest within 1 hour. It all works, and it works for every single person in different way. Somebody can manifest something in 1 hour, and I completely agree with that. But that doesn't mean that every single person is going to manifest in 1 hour, because everybody's belief system, everybody's vibrations are different, and we need to understand that you are vibrating at a certain level. So based on your vibration, your manifestation is going to come to you. And this is something which I was not aware of. So when I started, when I would read The Secret and I would just take a bit of it and I would start doing it, I would do it. But then after 24 hours or 48 hours, I would go back to my old self and I would start questioning myself, that why did it not work for me? It said clearly that it was going to be happening in 24 hours. It did not happen. So what happens is, for that 24 hours, I was positive, I was giving that positive feeling. But after the 24 hours, I had given so much of negativity to it that even if the manifestation was like 50% closer, I had pushed it away to 100% more. So, and that was something which probably I did not understand, even though I was aware of the law of attraction and how it works and everything.
Mike's off. That's awesome. If you could sum up that uh, co-authored book in just a couple of sentences, how would you describe it?
I think the title of it says perfectly fine, it is done. Because manifestation is all about believing that whatever you're asking for, it is already there, it already exists. I give very simple examples to people from their life. So imagine as kids, or as child, when you wanted something from our parents, or when you wanted a chocolate from your parents, you would just go and tell them, I want a chocolate. You never bothered about the fact that where is your father or your mother going to get the money from which shop is it going to get the chocolate. You were not bothered about all those things. We were never bothered about the how part of it. The only thing we knew, that we wanted a chocolate and we would be getting it, and that's how we always got it. So manifestation is simply as simple as that. But at the same time, you have to put in your own effort. Your work needs to be done. and you do not need to focus on the outcome of it, because most of the time what people do is they try to figure out the entire way. So say for instance, if I want a good job or something like that, the only thing that I could do is train myself skill wise, that what are the things that would require me to be on a edge above the other people, keep applying to companies which has those similar kind of jobs. But if I start, after I apply to each of the companies, if I start thinking, okay, this company I have applied this, now I have this, and it's going to work out in this particular way, they are going to reach out to me at this time, so I'm trying to figure out the how part. Maybe it's not supposed to meant to happen in that way. Maybe somebody else is going to pick up my resume and send it across to someone else. You never know, how things are going to work out for you. So never focus on the how part of it. Just do your job, do whatever you have to do from your end, and just leave it there. Just do not focus on the outcome of it. So that is something which is going to be the key takeaway from this book.
And that's awesome. Now, for you guys at home, watching at home or listening on the podcast, if you visit michaeleellisonline.com/go/it is done, then
It
that
is
will
that.
take you that will take you over to Amazon and straight to the book page where you can buy yourself a copy.
Yeah.
Like mentioned before, it's co-authored between 15 entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
So it will be an absolute awesome book on perspective.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's key about co-authored books, is that they provide different points of views and different points of perspectives.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So they're definitely worth a read.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure having you on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
I've enjoyed our time. If there's any final remarks you want to get out there, please.
Just want to tell everybody who's listening that just keep believing in yourself. You do not need anybody else to validate what you believe in. If you believe it is true for you. It doesn't need to be validated by somebody else, because we all are on our life path. Nobody is living anybody else's life, and you are not going to live anybody else's life. Your pain, your happiness, everything is going to be yours. You can maximum share, but nobody can ever feel what you are feeling. So if you really believe in something, have that faith, have that confidence, and keep moving on. Life will reward you. That's all.
That's awesome. So thank you guys at home for watching. Thank you guys at home for listening on the podcast, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you.